Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we have some of the craziest and weirdest news, even a year after all these restocks, where we actually literally have news now that one of the major conferences for all these consoles are been so hard to literally go and find that literally even the makers of these consoles, both the PlayStation 5 and Xbox, cannot even go and find and get them and use them even for officially branded like tournaments and basically things going on with the big major companies themselves. Like on Earth, like it's literally been a year. At this point, we're now literally seeing reports. It's actually kind of a very intriguing story here that literally there was a major tournament that didn't even have options for these consoles, and they literally had to go use dev kits to go and be able to go have these players in these games, these esports players, be able to go and actually compete and utilize the consoles. What on earth is going on, and how is this so bad that the shortage that literally the makers of these consoles themselves cannot literally even make them in the first place? What on earth is going on here? What on earth is going on here? So we have a lot of news to go and cover, a lot of things to go talk about. As well, if you guys are brand new, you guys want to go complain about the shortage, feel free to in the comment section down below. As well, make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. And for that PS5 giveaway going on the channel itself, we also do have the Samsung links down below for the best SSDs I recommend. The PS5 links down below too as well from Amazon. Twitter and Twitch stream down below if you just want to follow up on either or. Would love to have you guys there. And of course, sign up for Weeble. Deposit $100. You guys go get a bunch of free stock for your money. Just instantly sell, withdraw. And same thing with Coinbase too as well. And let's go talk about how crazy this news is because I cannot literally believe this even exists. So, as I'm talking about, there actually literally is a Xbox thing. There's also a PlayStation thing we'll talk about in a second. But there's literally even an Xbox shortage right now that's so bad that literally Xbox themselves had to go and literally use developer kits in the latest Halo tournament. Dude, like, this is literally the Halo tournament. We have some PS5 stuff we'll talk about in a second. But, like, the Xbox itself, they have a Halo tournament going on. We'll talk about here in a second. Like, this is all officially sponsored and ran by literal Microsoft and Xbox themselves. Like, this is literally their tournament, their, like, big event going on. And you would think of all people out there that literally Microsoft could be like, hey, let's go get your console. Hey, we'll hook you guys up. Hey, we can go and make an extra 10. Put some Halo Infinite consoles on there for God's sake. Like, what on earth is this? But they can't even do that, and they had to go and be sourced to using older consoles just to go and play in a tournament. So let's go talk about this because this is like just frustrating to me. And it's also like just surprising. This is genuinely surprising to me that these big companies can't even get the consoles themselves. Like, that's just how hard it is to go find these restocks. So continued Xbox shortages force Microsoft to use developer kits now. If you guys don't know what that is, it's basically just like kind of a ghetto console for lack of better terms. And now their latest tournament. Like everyone else in 2021, Microsoft is having trouble locating some new next-gen consoles. So if you've been trying to buy PlayStation 5 or Xbox over the last year, you know how hard it can be. You might think that Microsoft, the company that literally builds and sells the Xboxes, would be able to snag some. But even they are struggling. For its latest Halo Infinite tournament, the HCS Kickoff Major Rally of 2021, the company is using modified now dev kits for just some of the tournament players because they just don't seem to have enough consoles in the first place. What on earth is it, boys? Like, it just... What is this? So yesterday, the new season of the Halo Championship Series started with a $250,000 tournament featuring esports teams, you know, from Optic, G2, E United, Cloud9. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen those either on Twitch or just in general. But before the tournament started, 343's esports lead Tahar Hajjadgunzuntai announced on Twitter that some players would have to use dev kits running in retail mode. The reason? Global supply chain shortage is real, explained Hajjadgunzuntai. Heads up now with this tweet. Heads up now to bracket players you'll be playing this weekend on the Series X development consoles. They're functionally identical. It'll be operating in retail mode, so it's the exact same experience. They just look a little bit different. But why? Because the global supply chain is literally real. Like, this is literally Microsoft themselves. This is literally Xbox on an official $250,000 Xbox tournament, and they can't even go and find normal consoles for it. And now, I mean, it could maybe, if it says it's the same, that's not the biggest deal, as long as no one's getting like a slightly more unfair advantage. I could totally get that. But at the same time that literally these developers are like, hey man, like this shortage is literally so bad, it's hard for even us hosting this tournament to get these consoles. It's rough, man. It's rough. And even then, like, you would assume Microsoft would be like, hey, we have an extra, like, 500 stock. We do it for employees. We do it for, like, big businesses, big maybe also, like, business partners. Maybe someone developing, like, a Xbox game, like a big studio. But I guess apparently not. Like what on earth is this? So as well, the dev kits will technically be functionally identical. The only difference is it actually looks a little bit more different. But at this point, go and put like 5 Halo Infinite consoles because it's literally a Halo tournament. It makes no sense to me. I don't get it. So, of course, obviously getting your hands on the next-gen consoles is going to be a hassle, even over a year after the machine's launch, with some tech giants like Intel suggesting that chip shortage can continue to cause problems into 2023, and scalpers continue to use bots to scoop up the consoles, as we all know as well. And I want to go and talk about this one as the part 2, because we did go cover this news when it first came out. But as well, this is not just all end-all be-all. It was kind of funny because we even literally saw that Deathloop himself, the nice little actor over here, for Deathloop, one of those really big PS5 exclusives, was nominated for Game of the Year. I'm sure you guys have heard about it. Literally, even himself could not even go get his console. We made this video quite a few months ago if you guys remember it, but basically the PS5 consoles are still so hard to find. The voice actor Jason Keeley was literally unable to even go and get the console, besides getting some help from Bethesda. And this is also right after, too, after Bethesda was literally bought out by Xbox. Like, this was already officially confirmed and already officially, like, signed up and everything right afterwards. And even then, you guys are seeing that these big retailers, like Sony's, the Microsofts, the Xboxes, literally just do not have the leftover stock to go and give out to people who, in my opinion, kind of need it. Like, this is literally the main character, the main voice actor in one of the biggest PlayStation 5 games. And I talked about this when this first came out. And he can't even go and get the console. Now, we have literal, like, Microsoft events, which I think is, like, the next step above. Like, I can understand maybe a voice actor not getting a freebie. I can kind of get that, like, they're there for voice acting. They're there to make sure, like, the game goes good, the game flows good. It's kind of like not every screen director, not every director, not every actor, not every, like, side actor technically needs to have a console to enjoy the game. I'm sure there's quite a few folks out there that have done, like, voice acting or have done, like, coding that know other consoles. I mean, I get that a little bit. But this on a Microsoft event is insane to me, because this is a literal tournament that you want to make sure runs perfectly. And so far, it's been kind of a cool tournament so far. There's been no major issues. I've seen a few funny clips and stuff coming from it. So it's been going good. And I do love seeing Halo itself getting good, recognition and people playing it and having an esports scene, because it's kind of where I grew up back in the MLG days. If you guys are old school, you guys probably understand the same way. But you would think that for an official Microsoft event with $250,000, you would at least have normal consoles, or at least have proper Halo Infinite consoles, or even at the same time, maybe even run on PCs too as well, because you could obviously play the game on there. But obviously Xbox wants the Xbox Game Pass, not PC Game Pass as well, even though you can use it on the PC. I'm sure you guys get what I mean. Like, this is crazy to me. Like, this kind of just goes to showing how hard and how bad this shortage has gotten. Like, and how rough it is to actually go and finally get these consoles. And to me, it's just surprising because, like, maybe I'm just a different person, but if I have a literal tournament promoting my game with thousands of people watching, and the game just launched, we want to make sure the game's longevity, we're making good money off of microtransactions, whatever it is, I would want this thing to be perfect. I would want to make sure the players know it's perfect. I want everyone watching know it's perfect. And once again, that says like 3 times throughout this video, what about the Halo Infinite Xboxes? Why not go and use those to show off those buttes? Because they're so cool. But I guess maybe just the supply chain is literally that bad. If literally people that are working and hosting this and marking this are leaving saying like, hey, we tried our best, we got what we can, it's gonna work at least. It's not the best, but it's gonna work. It's just all that supply chain shortage. And like, that to me is just the most surprising fact of this all. It's nuts. Like, it just really is nuts that we're still a year into it. We're still waiting for more restocks. Thankfully, if you guys missed the video earlier on today, go check it out. We did see quite a bit of brand new news and information, everything coming out from it in the first place. Like, a lot more walk-ins, a lot more stock, a lot of stock arrivals, everything. And especially with the holidays coming up with Christmas, like next week, it does make it a little bit easier. But how on earth can a big corporation not have their consoles? And that's why I showed the PS5 thing on this video too, so you kind of wind down the video. It's not just an Xbox thing. It's not just a PlayStation 5 thing. We know the supply chains are everywhere. But this is just surprising to me, because you should be able to go utilize it, be able to go pull some strings, make a few extra consoles to give out to family and friends. Obviously, not, not trying to go get like some random employee's wife a console, but like for special occasions or special tournaments, there really should be extra shorthand supply that they can go and utilize and make the basically kind of seem normal. I don't know. This is kind of like a little bit of a random video mixed down in with it, but kind of give me your thoughts and comments down below. I think it's nuts. Thankfully, the tournament's been going great and fantastic so far. As well, I just appreciate all of you guys so much for watching in the first place. Make sure you guys are subscribed with the notifications on. We'll have a bunch more videos all throughout today. I have the Samsung links down below for the PS5 digital console controller on Amazon, Twitter, and Twitch stream as well. And sign up for that Weeble. Deposit $100. You guys go get a bunch of free stock and free money. Coinbase as well. You guys go get a bunch of free crypto if you guys go buy some stuff. Leave a like, and I'll see you guys up later on throughout today for a bunch more videos. Love you guys, and I appreciate you guys.